Would you look at the wisteria? I'm very excited. Now this week is, as you can see, a lot different to last week. Last week I was at the Disneyland of HR, the HR Technology Conference at Excel. Literally hundreds of speakers, thousands of exhibitors, people everywhere, completely bananas, like really exciting. And actually 2 days of chairing the main conference, kind of a sense of overwhelm. Just so many big thinkers, so many ideas, so many takeaways. Like, what do you capture from all of that? What I've done this weekend, while I've been, pruning things, is to think about what I could take away to give to you as nuggets that might be useful. They might be little insights, things that you've not heard before, and that you can maybe take into your day-to-day, and also come back to me and tell me which ones are of most interest so that we can dig deeper into them. Number one was Dr. Amanda Potter, who is the Chief Psychology Officer, what a title, for Zircon, and they do research into people at work, and they have found that there is a link between hybrid work and a loss of psychological safety. Now, their conclusion from that is not, hello leaders of big American banks, that we should stop hybrid work. It's that if we are working in hybrid, we have to think really hard about how we make people feel safe. Generative AI, or ChatGPT, what was interesting in the room was that Bill Boorman was speaking about it. He set up his own lab to experiment with what it can do, how it can add to our processing, how we can learn to use it, how we can choose what we involve it in and what we don't, which is significant when he reckons that 76 odd bits of the hiring process, over 50 could already be automated if you wanted them to be. When he asked for a show of hands in the room about who was already experimenting with generative AI, fewer than half put up their hands. So, are you experimenting? Have you set up your own lab? Have you got someone thinking about it? Are you personally thinking about it? Because it really inspired me to do some experimenting. And some of what you see today might in fact have come from that.
A cybernetic organism.
Next up, Ben Eubanks from Lighthouse Research and Advisory talked about the shrinking of the global talent force and how in the future our big competitive advantage, disadvantage will be linked to our ability to find people to work for us. The workforce is getting smaller, people are retiring, we're not having enough kids, blah, 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 blah. You know all of this. He talked about hiring the unhirables, hiring people who've been in prison, who were in prison, empty nesters, EasyJet, don't know why they're unhirable, let's not worry. People in retirement. Unilever talks about bringing kids into their labs to make shampoo. So what could you do to really engage more talent and to keep them in your business? Next up, we had Jamil Qureshi. Now, Jamil is a performance coach, great speaker, world of golf and other sports, talking about strengthening your strengths or strengthening your weaknesses. And given the choice, his strong vote is to strengthen your strength. The 1% increase over time of stuff that you're good at is going to make a lot more difference than focusing on the stuff you're rubbish at. The takeaway line from me is how often he sees people weaken their strengths by trying to strengthen their weaknesses. And in fact, we should do it the other way around. My final takeaway this week doesn't come from the conference, it comes from Dr. Nicole LaPerla on Twitter, who talked about the opposite of microstressors that we've looked at with Rob Cross and his team, and her thought is about identifying moments when our soul is at peace, when we feel well with the world. Maybe we're hugging our partner, our kid, our dog, sitting in the sunshine, drinking coffee, whatever it is, that moment when all is well in the universe, and she calls these glimmers. Beautiful word, beautiful takeaway. Helps you to capture it, helps you to remember it, helps you to share it and say to someone, do you know what? I'm having a glimmer. This is a really, really great moment. I had a milkshake with one of my kids last week. Sun was shining, it was gorgeous. So she now has the word too. Listen, tell me which of these resonates. Tell me which ones we need to dig a bit deeper into. My final thought for you this week, Colin from Accounts, if you're not already watching, get on it. It's not about accounting, it's about a dog. See you next week.